In Parshas Balak this week, we're told something incredibly surprising. Bilam tries to bring out the negative aspects of Am Yisrael. He does so in a number of ways. One of those ways is by telling Balak to build for him 7 altars, 7 mizbachos. Why 7? Explains Rashi, Keneged the avos. The avos, our avos, combined built a 7 total. And Bilam tells Balak to bring up both, to offer up a par and an ayil, a bull and a ram. Whereas the avos, or Avram, just brought up an ayil. Why the par in addition? Number 1, to one-up them, and number 2, to bring up the glaring sin, our biggest sin that we're still paying for to this day, of Chet HaEgel. But HaKadosh Baruch Hu responds in the second time, in the second nevuah to Bilam. He says, Lo hibit avim b'Yaakov, v'lo ra'a amal b'Yisrael. I don't see any wrongdoing. Am Yisrael is perfect. They are my nation. I will never abandon them. I see no wrongdoing. Which is surprising because even in this generation, this is in the 40th year already, but even in this generation, this is the generation that Moshe called Shimu Nahamorim. Moshe, the ever patient with his nation, the mother, says, I've had enough of you. Shimu Nahamorim. You sarvanim, you wayward people. You stubborn Am Kshei Oref. So there is wrongdoing. So maybe HaKadosh Baruch Hu understands he's given us the mitzvah of tshuva. Or maybe HaKadosh Baruch Hu is trying to keep it in the family. He's not going to bring up those iniquities to a third party. Keep it in the family. I think it's an important lesson when it comes to our feelings and compartmentalizing, that when we do feel those negative emotions, which are inevitably going to come up, that it's important not to bring it out in the rest. That it doesn't take over our lives. It's not part of the bigger picture. I had it this week. I had an experience where I was very frustrated with work, with a certain experience in work, and it put a damper on my day. And I went out, and it was raining, it was pouring, and I was biking in the rain, and I got nearly hit by a car, and I knew I was conscious that I was going into things already negatively charged, and I was trying not to let it get the best of me, trying to just, not suppress, but overcome. Let it go. I felt the emotion. Now, don't bring it in with me to the rest of it. My overall outlook should be positive. I think it's an important message. May we all strive to be that controlling of our emotions, that we are able to feel them, let them wash over us, but keep them there. Shlomo HaMelech had a ring that said, Gam ze ya'avor, whether something good happened to him. He said, this isn't going to be this way all the time. We have our ups, and he had it as well. He would tell himself, he would turn the ring when something negative happened to him. When he had a negative experience, he would say, this is also, I'm going to overcome this. This doesn't last forever. It's temporary. We live in a temporary world. Let's have a good Shabbos and have only positive emotions and deal in healthy ways with our negative emotions.